commend our students. They look great in the replica jerseys. There was great enthusiasm over there on that side of the floor. Great to see we were able to have our chaos section come last Thursday and met with about 20 of them, toured the facility and told them that really want this to be an environment where they feel a part of our team. And it's so good to see them there and see a lot of familiar faces, and looking forward to having them on the next home game that we have. You know, you look at the numbers, and as Tom had mentioned, you know, we've made a number of threes. Tonight they weren't falling like normal, but this was some of the things that we had talked about of when we miss, we want the possession to just begin and go chase it. And I thought Tyler Barron, Ramad Dean, those guys really gave us a spark, kept possessions alive. I thought the guys were unselfish in really spreading it around and finding a way to attack the paint. And that turned into a number of times getting to the free throw line, and we were able to cash in there. So total team effort. Great to get this first one in the books. And you know, I do also want to say I thought Oklahoma Christian, they play hard. They got some athletic guys. Excited to follow them, and Coach Talley this year, I have a lot of respect for them.
Talk more about the chaos section, on how that came about and what they're about. And
so there, I mean, it's in conjunction, of course, with our athletic department and creating an environment that we could have some leaders, and there's some student leaders that are really spearheading that thing, and then working with our athletic department, and then they're being connectors on campus and saying, hey, come to the game, be a part of this thing. And as I told them, and we passed out some of the jerseys and wanted to give them some history, wanted to let them know that it's not just 25 for 2025. Took them over to Paul Pressey's jersey in the locker, in the trophy case, and said, hey, this is 25, it's retired. We've had some really good players here, and just then took them by the practice gym and showed them the 2000 team that went to Elite Eight. Some of the kids had no idea. You know, they're freshmen here. One was from Minnesota, and he came here for engineering, and he's a merit scholar, but he's like, I really want to be a part of this, Coach. I brought him down to the locker room, toured them to the locker room, the film room, showed them where we're going to meet with the team, showed them the weight room, talked a little bit, answered some questions for a while. So there is a student leadership part of this. There's absolutely a partnership with our athletic department, and I'll do everything I can for them to help create a great experience here.
so they came up with it themselves. And is this just for basketball? Do they do this for football at all? Is this a basketball thing? Or
That's a great question. I'll have to defer that. I think the chaos is everything. I mean, it's
the student group, and so we've kind of engaged more on the marketing side to help with that, obviously. But they show more kind of buy-in more to the chaos side, I think, here in basketball. So.
okay, if you had to guess, how big is this group so far? If you had to guess.
It's a great question. You have to ask Jeremy. I know there's I'm not exactly sure the number that's signed up that have become members, but you could feel them tonight. So we're going to keep that thing growing.
Okay, and talk about things that are fun. I mean, I know it's not doesn't have a lot of meaning, but 100 points is fun. So talk a little bit about scoring some points, even when you're not hitting three-pointers.
Yeah, you know, I think scoring's fun. I think playing with pace and aggressiveness is a great style to play to win, and we're trying to create an environment with maximum effort and play with depth. And when your time is out there, it's with pedal to the metal. And that doesn't mean that we're just flying up and down and shooting in 5 seconds, but we want to play with pace. We want to get teams on the run, and we really want to have a max effort. I told our guys, like, to shoot 25% from three and score 100 points and do it the way they did, I honestly didn't see it coming quite like that, just the way that we've practiced. But we did want to make a point to get the ball inside, and we wanted to attack, and we wanted to get to the free throw line more. And this is something what we've talked about is when we miss threes, we got to find a way to go chase it.
So from just a realistic standpoint, what did you feel like you accomplished tonight?
I think you can build confidence from doing things, and we didn't want to exhaust all of our special plays and all those types of things. We really wanted to play with our concepts, and we were able to get guys experience. I mean, you think about Tyler Barron, who, had a decision to make later in the second half. I'm like, he started the game. Should I sit him now? Well, the guy's barely played in his career. Like, every rep is important. And so, I think of what we accomplished, there's confidence in knowing, hey, we can find a way to score points without making threes at a high rate. I think that's an accomplished thing. Getting to the free throw line and as much as we did, and guys making a good percentage, that's a good thing. And then, there's some things obviously that we've got to clean up, and that's a great part of playing games.
I was going to ask you, I guess in the first half we're on pace for a school record for most free throw attempts, and I get that part too.
So some of it was the emphasis of the game. We had a couple actions to try to get David Green inside. We had some other actions that we were trying to get cutting to the basket. I thought we were, I commend that, Oklahoma Christian did not turn the ball over. We didn't get in transition very often. But when you offensive rebound the basketball at that rate, you're gonna be in that box area and you're gonna get fouled quite a bit. And that happened a lot off the glass. So it's something that we've been talking about. This is something we're gonna be able to point to and say, hey, when the shot goes up, the play's just beginning, and we got to be all over the glass.
Ian Smichael didn't start tonight, and that might, I guess, surprise people maybe that follow the team last year. Where do you feel like he is, and kind of where does he fit in this group that you've got at the moment?
Well, he had 6 points and 9 rebounds, and played 15 and a half minutes. He was out for a while with an ailment and is still getting his rhythm back. But one thing about this group, and we've started the same group 2 times in a row here, but not committed to just one starting lineup. I mean, this is, some of it's matchup based, some of it's merit based. It's always merit based, but we're going to look at a number of different things. And I know one thing about Ian: he's named a captain by his peers as a sophomore. All he cares about is winning, and that's what we're projecting across the entire team. It's about contributing, whether it's the beginning of the game, middle of the game, end of the game.
I guess he showed a little bit more of maybe what you saw last year as kind of time went on tonight with the burst and the dunk and those kind of things like that.
Oh yeah, no, like I said, he missed several weeks, and we're playing, and this is not just him, but we're playing with a little bit of a lot of a conceptual-based offense that takes time and rhythm, less play calls, but lots of actions. And he's in a trigger spot that we call it, and he was just a little bit behind, but he's a big part of what we're doing.
Three bank shots by Smackle. Is that intentional?
You have to ask him.
He made 3 bank shots.
Yeah, we've been messing with his free throw. I know it's unconventional, but there is some data out there that, and I'll just leave it at this, that there is some data that banking free throws in certain release points can actually be the way to do it. So, it's experimental, but we're going to talk to him, and we're going to spend some time on it tomorrow some more. He's going to get there a lot. The guy crashes the glass. He's a bear inside, and, obviously we want to get that percentage way high. And so, yeah, it's something we're experimenting with.
Well, I know his free throw percentage wasn't the greatest last year, so, I know he's a big, strong guy, and so, that might be the way to go. So I was just when you did 2 in a row and then did it again, I'm thinking, like, there's probably some method to this.
So he's one of those guys. Like he can bench press a truck, and he's got the hugest hands, And it's just one of those things. He's spending a lot of time on it, and because he was under 50% last year, he gets there a lot, and obviously it's something that he wants to keep getting better at. So, you know, when I was an assistant at the University of Miami, the greatest player in history there is Rick Barry, and I got to spend some time with him, and we talked about his underhanded free throw, and he said, you know, I got a lot of criticism. I had players talking all types of trash about what it looked like and this and that, and then he winked at me and said, but I'm the best to ever do it. So whatever way it goes in, that's the best way.
Anything else? Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, everybody.